All right, from you growing up, what were the things before you had like black friends and Spanish friends and all that? What was the thought?
Stay away from black people.
Why?
Because
they smoke crack, they steal.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
It's the news.
The news. Television.
They're gonna rob you. They're gonna do that. They're gonna beat you up. They're gonna do all that type of shit, right? I remember, like my grandfather didn't let me go in. He said that if you're gonna talk to a black kid, you can't come back in his house. And I didn't go back in the house. I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 4 or some shit. See, I don't know, right? But I was young, and. You know, and that's what I experienced.
But that started from you having a relationship with a black friend.
In school.
Right.
That was important to you.
Right.
Who was?
Black.
But who was the person?
I don't even know. I never seen him after that.
What do you mean?
So what happened was.
But you had a friend.
All right. What happened was my grandfather lived in Brooklyn, right? He lived in like by Brownsville area, like somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I lived there for a little bit, right? And then when I was a kid, I went to school. I was zoned to a school there. My first 2-3 days there, I go to the school. When my grandfather comes and picks me up, I'm standing outside talking to a black kid. And when I go in the car, he looks in the mirror and tells me if he catches me talking to another black kid, I can't go in the house. So when we got in the house, I stayed my ass outside. I stood right on the fucking the steps, and I said, "Call my mother. I'm not going inside. Fuck you." You know what I'm saying? And my mom came and picked me up. You know what I'm saying? So, so that I was going through that shit since a kid. You know what I mean? And then
he had an experience.
No, but again, it's like
I don't think he had a
your
personal
parents,
experience.
You don't think he ever got robbed or he got beat up?
He might have, but you know.
But he might have been taught that from his family, his parents. You know?
Or he might have. He
might have got robbed and beat up.
He said,
my
grandfather.
But it's not out of hate. That's the thing.
Right.
It's not out of hate. You feel me? Like the Asian prejudice that I've experienced isn't. I hate black people. I'm scared of black people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when I see a black person, I don't hate you. I don't want to kill you. I want to cross the street because what I've learned is that you might rob me, you might kill me, you might punch me, you might do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And what's that from? I don't know. But
could be rap.
Right? It could be media.
He might have seen an Onyx video.
No.
But it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, the
I'm just
scariest
saying.
thing at one point in America, right? And we're talking about the entire late 70s to pretty much 2000. The scariest words in America were young black male. Okay?
That's real.
That's very real. So
to the point where it affects us.
And that's the same shit. That's the media. That's how they painted the black people at the time. And this is how they playing Asian people.
But it's not just that. It's like, all right, so like I travel a lot. And if I stay at a hotel where there's mad black people,
you like this.
I start to feel a little nervous, like
maybe I didn't
what's
get a good enough hotel.
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought this was a 5-star. And I had to check myself, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like seriously, like
I've been there.
What kind of programming did I accept at some point to where I feel uncomfortable around my people? You feel what I'm saying? It's programming that's coming from the outside. It's not necessarily like it's not the community. You feel me? You went to school. All right, you got kids?
Nah.
I got kids. You take a kid to a playground.
He balling out with everybody.
You let him loose. He don't
care about that.
Because kids
what
are
color
innocent.
he's playing with.
Kids are innocent.
He don't care if your eyes squinting. He don't care if you white, you got blonde hair. He don't give a fuck.
Right. Let's hit the slide.
He's like, yo, you want to slide? You want me to push you on the swing? They don't care.
Right. Prejudice is taught at home. And I wasn't lying. When I said prejudice is taught at home, I wasn't bullshit when I said Chinese people can't drive. You know when I learned racism? I'm going to tell you when I learned racism. I was on a Sunday morning, on the way to church with my mother. She was driving. I was sitting in the back seat. She looked out the window. She said, these motherfucking coconuts drive me crazy. And we kept going to church. Took me 2 days before I mustered up the balls to go, hey, mommy.
What's a coconut?
Jackpot. She said the West Indian people. Now, that's the division that, and it's not something that Asian people have. Black people can look at each other and go, Haitian, that's a sapa. Right. Jamaican, that's a coconut.
Asian people do that too.
That's what I
too? Yeah.
Oh, man, I ain't even
Bro,
know.
Listen, Chinese people from this province, like we look at Hong Kong people from Hong Kong looked at mainland China like less civilized than this, and then we look at Cambodians and Filipinos and Japanese people look at us wrong, and Korean people hate us and we hate them. And
so who's the black people in your culture?
Koreans.
No, I think they're the most.
Who's the black people in your culture?
What do you mean, black people?
Like who are the people that people consider like you need to stay away from?
It depends who you are. It depends what experience. Like Korean people, like older Korean people would say Japanese people. Older Chinese people would say Japanese people
because they oppressed
of the war, because of the oppression that they experienced, right? And then people from fucking Cambodia or Vietnam might say something else. You feel me? Like it just depends who's asking the question and who's answering the question. You feel me? Because there's just you know what I mean? Like but
talk about this. I feel like China Mac is like the bridge, like for this situation right now.
You gotta speak up because you're not mic'd up, bro.
The situation that's been going on, I think China Mac is like the bridge for that with the Asians and the blacks.
Right.
Like he knows, like he said, he knows both sides.
Right.
He's been to both sides when he's real young.
But I mean, I'd say he's an information giver, but the bridge has always been there.
Right.
Because we live around each other.
Right.
Technically.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas.